Let's tie the Soft Hackle Buckskin Jig. We're going to start with the Ahrex 551 number 12 jig hook, the slotted tungsten black bead to match, and some Veevus 8/0 thread to begin. And I've just basically locked my bead there into place. And we're going to start with some medium pearlescent tinsel, and I'm going to wrap it just down the shank of the hook. Then we're going to wrap down onto the bare end of the bend of the hook to build a little tag or a hot spot. So I just wrap down once and then back up. And you can wrap a little farther forward up onto the body if you need to. We're just going to cover it up with the body material anyways. And just capture it. And I like to take my thread all the way forward for the next step. Trim out your tinsel. Now we're going to tie in the body material, which is just some chamois. You can find it at the auto parts store. And you want to cut this about as thin as you can without the strip falling apart. So I kind of tied or cut it about 1.5 millimeters or so, anywhere from 1 millimeter to 2 millimeters. As thin as you can get it without the stuff just kind of disintegrating. You need it to hold its shape. We're just going to tie this in along the body, and I do that to keep the body nice and uniform. That way I don't end up with a big lump at the back of the shank of the hook. Now I'm taking that chamois and we're going to twist it into a little rope. That way you get a little bit of segmentation on the body of this fly. And I'm just wrapping it, one wrap in front of the other. I'm going to take it about 2/3 of the way up the shank, leaving room for our thorax. And for the thorax, we're just going to use some natural Peacock Herl. You can also use Peacock Ice Dub if you're looking for a more durable alternative. But for this, we're just going to use some Herl. I'm going to take 3 strands of Peacock Herl, and we're just going to tie them in right up at the thorax. And we're going to clip them into a pair of hackle pliers. And we're going to twist these just like we did the body. Twist them into a little bit of a rope. And just build your thorax. And you can capture all those, just a few wraps to secure them. Don't want to build up too much of a head at this point. Trim them out, and we're ready for the soft hackle. And for this, I'm going to pluck 2 soft hackle fibers from the base of the Indian henback. And I pull them from the bottom just because I'm trying to get the smallest little soft hackle feathers I can. For this fly, you're just kind of going for the appearance of some legs and antenna, so you don't want the soft hackle to reach back too far past the body. So just looking for a couple small little pieces there. And I'm going to pull the fibers and stroke them rearward. We're going to tie it in with the tips, with basically the curve of the feather going down onto the fly. You can see there I've also plucked off the fluff at the base of the feather. That just helps make everything a lot easier. Trim out the tips. Now I'm going to clip into these fibers with the hackle plier, and when I do that, I'm going to take those fibers and pull them up, and I'm going to stroke them back, kind of kinking them all rearward on that stem. That'll help those fibers lay back onto the fly and not kind of get scraggly and go all over the place. The whole idea is you want all those fibers to point rearward and not forward. I just capture the stems there after I've made a couple turns. I left a little bit of that fluff in there. That's just my mistake. I didn't peel enough of it off the stem, but it's okay. It'll still fish. It'll just bother me. Then you're going to just kind of clean up that head just with a few turns. Use a whip finish to clean it up a little bit more. You're essentially finished. You can trim it, head cement it, and good to go. I take one last step and I just take some black UV fly finish and I'm going to fill the channel on the top of that bead there. Completely unnecessary, but just makes the fly look a little better is all. Might add a little bit of durability. And once you do that, you're pretty much have a finished fly. That's all there is to it.